This is America. Make sense of it.
I thought the concept was dope. I thought the song was interesting, introspective. And I mean, I think he always pushes, the envelope. I think, he's, speaking of the genius, I think he's entering that genius space where whether you talk about acting or directing or producing, I think, and
I didn't know his filmography was as extensive. I did not know that.
Yeah. And I think
that required some research. I was impressed.
He's entering that space, and once you get into that space and dare to do because that's that the video, the song, that was a bold move for somebody
who just filmed Star Wars.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bold move. But again, that's how you enter that genius space where you can do something like that and it can be looked at as creative.
But it's only bold, and I'm gonna come to Robin and go to you. It's only bold because he did it and didn't say nothing. And it's almost like it's art when you just do it and let it speak for itself.
Genius
but
space.
when you do something, i.e. like Kanye, and then try to explain it, that's when people start to dissect you. Because I remember he was on an interview, and they said, explain the video. He said, there's nothing to explain. It's up for your interpretation. I did it, and whatever you get from it is what you get from it. So from that's art. That's like the Mona Lisa. You don't explain that. It's just bam. You paid $2 million for it and put it on the wall. What do you make sense of it?
I don't totally agree. I think he is still getting dissected. I think the song and the video, it was amazing. We know this. I think it's something that will be spoken about for years to come. It was
used in art classes and film classes, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it spoke volumes. But I think that he is getting dissected regardless of explaining the video or not. People are coming at him, oh, well, I don't know if he's dating or married to a white woman and the way he dresses and this and that. You know what I mean? So I feel like the man really can't win either way. But, I mean,
he's smart enough not to entertain it. Like
right.
Kanye's going to give you a response. He's not, he's not going to walk into a response. I did, like you said, I did what I did. It is what it is, type deal.
And actually, I didn't do it. Childish Gambino did it. I'm Daniel Glover.
Well, I love that about Childish Gambino, Danny Glover, whoever. Like, I feel like he seems very true to himself. This is what I am. This is what I like to do. I'm very diverse, and let him live. Let him do it. You can be black and have a white woman. You can be white and have, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Just because he's a black man married to a white woman and he dresses, I don't know, a certain way that he's getting dissected for, that doesn't mean that that's still not his truth and that's still not America.
I agree with you, even though you're half and half. You speak from I think, and I'm only saying this for the sisters out there that don't have the benefit that you have. They will look at that and say, well, coming from you, that's not kind of fair.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm about to say, whoa.
I see it. No.
What is the benefit?
No. This is, if we're going to have a conversation, I agree with everything you said. Okay. I'm just saying, as a chocolate person myself, and I know I've spoken and dealt with enough chocolate sisters that would say it's easier for you to say that because you get it's almost the best analogy I can give you is like when X-Men, when Mystique was having that argument with, I want to say Beast, and she said that's not fair because everyone doesn't get to hide their, what they are. Some of us are forced to wear what we are on our sleeves. And so I know a lot of dark people, they kind of feel that way. And so when it comes to situations like that for you, my wife, same complexion as you, but she's black. Her and I have had this conversation, and she said, I know I get a lot of benefits because people don't know instantly that I'm black. So how I see the world is different from her best friend, which is chocolate my complexion. So they would hear your statement and say, it makes sense, but it's not fair coming from you because you don't have to deal with the same thing just like I would say with him, he doesn't have to walk the same walk that I've walked in life. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree with that. I don't understand what that has to do with, again, Childish Gambino.
It was the point you were making.
That was.
No, it was. You didn't hear what you said?
I was sitting here like, ooh, how's he gonna clean this up?
I don't know what
No, it wasn't
that
clean
had.
it
And
up.
I understand. We all were, even though okay, you could be fully black, Sean could be fully black. That doesn't mean that you walk the same paths of life. That doesn't mean that you go through the same things, and I feel like that's a whole different conversation.
That dark, though?
And another topic. I'm not saying like
you like a shade away from me.
I'm not trying to argument my path of life and what I have to go through and what I don't have to go through and what benefits I may have and what benefits I may not have. That's not my argument at all. I was just saying for Danny Glover.
Daniel Glover? Danny Glover?
Or
D. Glover?
It's actually Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover was in
I'm just
Lethal Weapon.
saying,
Yeah,
I'm just saying they're still dissecting him regardless of the situation. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think it's going to affect his, and either you, do you think it's going to affect his career as far as continuing to act? Because he's in Star Wars, man. Like, it don't get,
See, that actually was...
it don't get much bigger than that. I mean, all we had was
absolutely.
Samuel L. Jackson and kind of Chewbacca, and now him. Like, do you think this would
Billy
affect?
D. Williams, you got to go all the way
Oh, Billy
back.
D. We
Gotta
did
go
have
back.
Billy D.
Here's the thing that I took from the whole thing, and I thought it was very, like it was a great video, good imagery, well thought out, definitely shed a light on some of the things. It almost seems like a song that I would expect from like a Kanye West to make. It's like he's making the music that I thought Kanye was going to come out with.
That's
and
a good
then it,
college dropout Kanye.
now he's in the Kardashian sunken place. So it's, but with Donald Glover, what I think his bold move is when you do so many facets of the entertainment industry, you can't ignore the fact that you are dependent on that high level of Jewish person, that white community, the people stroking the check that own all these networks and everything. You are still dependent on them, even though you may be doing your own work and you might have your own creative stream. Nobody gets paid for it until
You think they just ain't connect the dots yet?
Yeah, until Morty Goldstein strikes the check. Nobody gets paid for it.
So do you think they just haven't connected the dots yet? Childish
No, it's not even
Gambino
about
and
collecting the dots.
Glover.
It's just,
I know my fault. I know I definitely said
No, that's fine. No,
You
I
don't
agree.
know
It's
that
just-
Donald
it's
I
Glover.
kind of
about
agree with you.
Donald
I think the powers that be really haven't connected the dots
no,
yet.
they've connected the dots. The powers that be only connect dots when it affects their bottom line. Look, that video was viewed on YouTube how many millions and millions of times?
Before the movie came out.
Before,
Come on, man.
he didn't
So-
drop it until after the movie was done filming.
But I'm
either.
saying, like, that video comes out, and then the movie comes out a couple weeks later. So now there's even more anticipation to see, okay, what's the duplicity of, his.
Ooh, you heard that?
It's an SAT word. Yeah.
Duplicity.
But it's
I like that.
So I think it was, like he said, the powers that be looked at it as like, we can step out in front of this and really make us think about it, or we can do what media often does, and some publicity is better than no publicity. So we gonna
all
fall,
publicity is better than no
right.
publicity.
So we gonna fall back and let this.
That's
take
the
its
whole
course.
basis of the Stop Making Stupid People Famous movement.
Absolutely.
Because even though, like, if you see a video that's cringeworthy, and I'm not going to call anybody out personally, but there are some hip-hop videos that I have went and watched because I couldn't believe they were actually a thing. And then I'm like, oh my God, like who is taking themselves seriously? Next thing you know, they're out there making millions and millions of dollars because they got a
Gold
million
all on
views.
my neck.
They don't care that we're tuning in to laugh at them and ridicule them. They know that when we do tune in, the pockets get bigger.
Capitalism,
So it's
baby.
like we're making stupid people famous just by negative publicity. Nobody claims to love half of the stuff that they see on the internet, but at the end of the day, all those people
car
that
crash. You
Speaking
can't
of-
they
help
all
watching
got
it.
paid.